Just never really able to get himself back into the rotation or consistent. Let's see if he can get back on track this summer.
Greg, here's our starting five. Schugel, Shireman, Gonzalez, Walsh, and Williams. It's Baycott, Wells, Pullen, Cam Spencer, and G.G. Jackson. We are set for basketball day 2 here inside the pavilion. The 2025 NBA Summer League ready to get going. And how about this veteran NBA referee crew we have here today? With Murat Kogut, who's going to throw the ball up in the air, Evan Scott, and Omar Bermudez. We are underway with the Celtics in the whites and the Grizzlies in the blues. And right away, Murat Kogut lets us know that he is here and ready to blow the whistle 5 seconds in because the shot clock did not start properly.
I'll tell you, it's going to be interesting for these two teams in terms of how their rosters are ultimately going to look. A lot of turnover. And we've got another issue.
Yeah, shot clock again did not fire. It reset to 24. So we are off to a swimming start here. Celtics will inbound the ball. That's Thomas Isolo. He was named interim head coach with 9 games left in the regular season, and now is the full-time head coach. Celtics basketball here. Shireman didn't take long. Shot no good, but the putback is right there for Gonzalez. Hugo Gonzalez, the rookie, scores his first points in America.
Yeah, he was the guy that delivered the pass there for Shireman on the jumper, and then the first to the offensive glass.
Here's Cam Spencer looking for a cutter underneath that gets tipped away, and it'll be Celtics basketball with a 2-0 lead. Shireman on the drive. Shireman, lefty off the window, bucket in the foul. And there's Shireman already showing off the feistiness as he's taken 2 shots in the first 2 possessions.
Yeah, terrific energy, really, from Shireman and also Gonzalez. Both guys having an impact here. You see he's able to sell the contact. How about the sweeping lefty hook there for the N1?
Shireman picked with the last selection in the 2024 first-round NBA draft. 24 years old. Older than some guys who have been in the league 5 years. G.G. Jackson explodes to the bucket.
Yeah, and that's something you see more and more of as the game has expanded in terms of how much of the court's used, and great defense there by Wells.
And that's Jalen Wells converting defense into offense.
You're going to see more of that. The importance of having bigs that can play above the free throw line that really continue to open up the court. That was a nice find by Baycott there.
Max Schulga in the corner to Walsh. Now it's Gonzalez looking for his first 3. No good, and it's taken down by Armando Baycott, a legend in Chapel Hill.
He had an incredible career there. Has had some really bright moments last season.
Wells off on a 3. Up to Jordan Walsh. Walsh creates separation and the jackhammer.
So he got away with a little bit of a push off there. You gotta love the physicality.
Baycott putting it on the deck, going right at Williams. Sweeping hook is good. Old school.
Yeah, and again, an area where he's really improved, not known as a guy that would put the ball on the floor very much. How about going left there on that drive and attack?
How about the Grizzlies showing some full court pressure?
Well, we talked about this a little yesterday. I do think that you're going to see more and more teams extending their pressure. Teams tend to play 8, 9, 10 guys now, so you want to put as much pressure on the basketball as possible.
Shireman drives, flips it up. That flip doesn't go. Here come the Grizzlies coming off of a 48-34 season where they were the 8th seed in the West. Spencer's runner goes. Grizzlies got swept and beat up in that first-round series against the eventual champs, Oklahoma City. Here's Schulga over to Walsh. Walsh driving, Walsh kicking it, and Walsh was fouled on the drive.
And early on, you've seen from Memphis, they are attacking the rim, right? All their baskets at the rim here to start. Boston, a little bit more balanced. They look to shoot more threes with this group. Space in the floor. Can they guard at the point of attack here tonight is going to be the question.
But Jordan Walsh will go to the free throw line. Jordan hoping to have a much different experience in Vegas this year than he did last year when he missed his first 22 three-point attempts.
Was that a record?
David Freed, our stat man extraordinaire. Do they keep those records, David?
Is David using AI or?
David is AI.
Well, I know, but I don't know if he is like the third version.
Speaking of AI, this guy, Matt Reynolds, a savant.
Yes.
Joe Mazzulla leans on him behind the bench for all those coaches' challenges, and the Celtics seemingly get it right every time Reynolds gives the thumbs up to Mazzulla to go do it. And now he gets a chance to coach this squad. Jalen Wells off on a three. Cam Spencer tracks it down. Shot clock goes to 14. Jackson has it. There will be a foul on the Celtics. The foul's going to be on Baylor Shireman, his first, and the team's first.
And you see a lot of that more often to the inverted pick and rolls where they'll have the guard set the screen on the big. G.G. Jackson proven to be a guy that can facilitate and create with the ball in his hands at that wing position.
So what's at stake here for the Memphis Grizzlies? As Wells tries another three. He's 0 for 3 from distance. Grizzlies have all of their 15-man regular season roster spots accounted for once all of these contracts get official, and we'll talk about who those players are throughout today's broadcast. Shireman, lefty stroke is no good. Baycott has a rebound for Memphis. The Grizzlies, though, these guys have something to play for because there is a two-way spot available for somebody to go get. Baycott, turn around. That goes down. He's got 4.
Nice soft touch by Baycott. Yeah, and you also have to wonder, Jared, are there going to be moves made as we have this extended offseason by both rosters?
That's Amari Williams getting it to Jordan Walsh. Uses the screen from Williams. Walsh loses it, gets it back, finds a wide open Williams. Ooh, traveled. That looked disjointed from the beginning.
Yeah, I think he should have known to just go straight up. Not play with it. Don't play with your food.
A 2-point early lead for the Grizzlies. G.G. Jackson and Jalen Wells, 2 roster players for the Grizzlies, carrying over the momentum that they got started in Salt Lake City. And Jordan Walsh has the Celtics within 2.
Jared, thanks so much. You know, Jason Tatum had a successful surgery on his ruptured Achilles tendon on the right side. That was back on May 13th. There's been no further update on his actual injury from the Celtics officially, but if you are paying attention, you will see his recovery is being well documented. We have some video that shows him doing workouts in the pool, and I think that's a key note. And GA, you can comment on this too, because when you're doing a pool workout, yes, it is providing resistance, right? So that tells you that he is progressing along without them telling us explicitly. So as we'll keep an eye on his recovery this summer, just keeping in mind what they're missing while he's out.
Yeah, there's no question. And the other thing that happened, he was able to immediately get in and have the surgery. Oftentimes, back in the day, they would wait sometimes weeks before they would get you into surgery. That philosophy has changed, and I think that does speak volumes about him being able to return. Most say he's out for the season next year, but you just never know, especially as motivated as Jason Tatum is.
Pool work does a body good.
Yeah, you ever do any pool work?
Oh, all the time.
Rehabbing?
Yeah, but it usually involves an umbrella.
Yeah.
And
a beach.
And a beach and something in my hand. At the free throw line from Memphis is Lawson Lovering, a 7-1 center out of Utah by way of Algeria.
You know, Jared, what's interesting, too, with Tatum unfortunately going down, in a lot of ways, it allows for the reset process, rebuild process for the Celtics to start, right? You in essence, have taken away that opportunity to probably contend for a championship without your best player. And they knew with the new collective bargaining that second apron was going to be a concern. They were able to unload a lot of salary and create a lot of opportunity for some of their younger talent.
Taylor Shireman, Celtics up by 1. This is Isaiah Wong, who just checked in at the last break. Wong. Kenny Lofton gets in there. He misses the putback. Lofton playing against one of the several teams he's played for in the NBA. Lofton takes it away. Initially, though, called the travel on Memphis.
And that possession there, you can see just on that attack, got a little too deep. That Aaron Estrada didn't have an outlet there, ends up turning it over.
Shireman to Walsh, 4 on the shot clock. Walsh hoisted at the buzzer. Back iron, no good. Lofton comes down with it. Lofton goes up strong. No good on the layup. Lofton tries to poke it away and comes out to Jalen Wells.
You're going to get Lofton there on the reach in for the foul as well.
That foul was on Celtics number 50, Kenneth Lofton Jr. That's his first, team third.
All right, Jalen Wells will go to the line. Full transparency, there's some confusion on the court right now.
Yes.
There's a guy on the Celtics roster that is just stunning me that he's out there because, number one, he hasn't been on the roster that we were provided. Number two, this is a dude who was playing big minutes for the Spurs last year. Charles Bassey, number 46. Welcome to Summer League.
Yeah. And I guess that can't happen. I mean, if you take a look at both these benches, they have full rosters, to say the least. And oftentimes you'll end up getting the guy to sign with your Summer League team at the last minute after the rosters had been set. And that seems to be the case with Bassey.
Shireman. He's got 3 points so far. Into Bassey. Gets it blocked. Gets it back. Celtics have had trouble at the rim today. Bassey throws it right to Jalen Wells. Wells running the floor. Now this is Flan Fleming. And that's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah. Just a really good job there of sacrificing his body. Was Wong there. You see him just willing to step over, step in, take the hit, even though Bassey was there to clean it up.
Wong trying to get around the pressure put on by Fleming. Remember Fleming out of Florida. Wong to Lofton. Again, Celtics having trouble at the rim.
Not for a lack of effort there by Lofton Jr. He has been very active, just not having much success at converting down low.
Lofton listed at 6'6", 275. He's played 45 NBA games, split between Memphis, Utah, and most recently with Philadelphia. Shireman hoists it up. Doesn't go. Fleming comes down with it. Estrada. Way off on the three. Back to Estrada. Remember, Memphis has a bit of an edge here in that they played some games out in Salt Lake City in the Jazz Summer League. Nate Hinton airballs a three.
It's been a little choppy here to start.
A little bit. 1 point game, 2:43 to go in the first timeout on the court. We'll come right back here in Las Vegas.
You the team huddle for the Memphis Grizzlies. Guys, I wanted to give you a quick update on an injury. This is per the Memphis Grizzlies team. Jemai Meshach is out this game with hamstring soreness, so we will not see him today.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, too, because the 59th pick in the draft, the very last selection, has a real good shot here to make the Grizzlies as a two-way player. That last spot on their roster could be his, and it'd be nice to get to see him. He did play in 2 games in Salt Lake City. Meshach, a 4-year player out of Tennessee. He's one of 3 guys that are out today for the Grizzlies due to injury. That also includes their first-round pick, Cedric Coward, who's dealing with a pretty significant shoulder injury dating back to last college basketball season. Nice spin by Lofton, loses it, and then turns it over. 1 point lead for the Grizzlies. Jones denied by Charles Bassey. Shireman driving.
I think that might have been Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, my bad. Good call. Thank you.
Good job on the attack, able to get the foul and get himself to the free throw line.
So, Hugo Gonzalez comes over from Real Madrid. This is a guy who projected to be, depending on what draft guide you look at, somewhere in the middle of the first round. The fact that the Celtics got him at 28, I think the organization is ecstatic about. He's a guy that last year averaged just 3.5 points for a very talented and veteran-laden Real Madrid team.
And you got to think about young players coming internationally from overseas, much like you look at a lot of one-and-done kids here. Oftentimes when they play on the big teams over there, they're not going to get the same amount of minutes. They don't have a similar role that maybe they project to have, and then it's just a matter of whether or not you have faith that they're going to reach that potential as to whether or not you're willing to give up a first-round pick for them.
Miles Norris. There's a guy Celtic fans are going to see this upcoming season. He's on a 2-way contract. In fact, he is the only player occupying one of the 3 available 2-way deals for the Celtics. They can issue 2 more 2-way deals. Pull-in drives, gets it over, and it's denied by Bassey. How about Charles Bassey? We didn't even know he was going to be here today. He's making plays.
Tell you what, he has been very active with his rim protection. A live body, great size, and the instincts defensively. How about the timing here? Beautiful job there on the rejection.
Spencer, no good. And it's taken down by Miles Norris. Over to Shulga. Shulga out of VCU, native of Ukraine. Last year, the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year. 5 on the shot clock for Norris. Gets away from the double. 3 on the shot clock. Norris needs to fire. And there's a bailout foul by G.G. Jackson.
Yeah, that's one of the worst fouls you can commit. Defensively, you dictated the terms the entire possession, and then there you just bail him out at the end. All you need is the contest, and you can see he just enters into that landing space there.
So Norris will shoot 3. We mentioned his two-way situation. He did get into 3 games with the Celtics big club last year, spending most of his time not only with the main Celtics, but also played for the Memphis Hustle, the G League affiliate of the Grizzlies. Averaged 16.5 points and shot it really well, 39% from 3. And if you're going to play for Joe Mazzulla, you got to be shooting threes. Summer League action continues tonight here in Las Vegas with some really nice matchups at 7 Eastern. It'll be the Jazz versus the Hornets on ESPN, followed by the Wizards and Suns at 9. Then at 11 Eastern over on ESPN2, the Blazers and Warriors. You get to see any of Cooper Flagg against Bronny James last night?
Not a lot. I saw a few highlights. I know that both guys struggled shooting the basketball, but when you think of Cooper Flagg, you don't really worry as much about the shooting yet because he does so many other things to impact winning. But I saw that the arena was near capacity.
It was jamming last night. There's Spencer.
Dead ball foul.
There was a foul
by the Celtics.
Yeah. Cooper Flagg called it the worst basketball game he's ever played in his life.
Well, that's I tell you what, that speaks volumes about how good he's going to be, because all he didn't do was shoot well. And one thing about this game, you can play well without shooting well. And I thought he impacted the game in other areas, especially down the stretch in a one-possession game.
Zion Pullen fires it on the left side. That's Hinton driving. No. Under a minute to go, first quarter. Celtics with the ball, up by 4. Lofton over to Gonzalez, the rookie. No good, but another G.G. Jackson foul on the perimeter. Oh, my. You don't like that from anybody, but particularly a guy entering his 3rd year in the NBA.
Yeah, and you don't like it on the second possession, and particularly against a guy that maybe isn't a great three-point shooter. And again, you just got to allow the guy to come down. You cannot enter into that space of the landing area on jump shooters.
Jackson coming off of that broken right foot, which he sustained last August. Didn't make his season debut with the Grizzlies until late January, as Gonzalez misses the first free throw. Last year, right before the broken foot, there was a lot of promise for G.G. Jackson coming off that breakout rookie year. You mentioned all the injuries to Memphis 2 years ago. Jackson was one of the few standouts. Then comes here to Vegas and earns all-tournament first team in Las Vegas, and then goes and breaks his foot, and that obviously derailed his second year.
Yeah, never really allowed him to build off the momentum from that rookie campaign. And then also keep in mind the adjustment of his role. We're going to get another foul here on Memphis.
After Gonzalez missed all three free throws.
Yeah, so maybe it wasn't that bad a foul.
Did we hear Ball Don't Lie? Did that would
we should have heard it. I'm surprised that Stephanie didn't say that. She had to see what just transpired. I will say, you don't have to see the hat trick anymore from the free throw line, because typically the worst free throw shooters don't shoot threes, and they sure as heck don't get fouled on threes.
There's a make by Kenny Lofton. Lofton last year played a lot with the Shanghai Sharks over in China.
Would that be in Shanghai?
I believe so. Can't confirm. We'll get David Freed on that, but it could be like the New York Giants.
That's true. They play in New Jersey. And the New York Jets.
Right. Under 50 seconds here. This is Zion Pullen, two-way player out of Florida. Jackson. Baycott. Yes.
I'll tell you what. That cut by Baycott really bailed G.G. Jackson out because he went up in the air, did not have an outlet, but the cut at the last second came open.
They're trying to go 2 for 1. Miles Norris gets the first half started.
You talked about Norris's ability to shoot it. He's got a quick trigger with that release as well. Converts his second triple of the game.
Just over a 2-second game to shot clock differential. Grizzlies with the ball down by 7. Cam Spencer. Over to Baycock, who's got 6. Spencer, Jackson, they whip it around. Pullen for 3. Knocks it down. Big 3 for Zion Pullen.
Beautiful basketball in that possession.
2 seconds to go. Shulga off on the 3. And the Celtics, after a bumpy start, end the first 10 minutes with a 4-point lead. The Grizzlies getting some solid inside production from Baycock, and Pullen doing it outside.
Grizzlies. Now, Jalen, this summer experience is different for you. You're coming off of a rookie season where you were first team all-rookie. You scored in double digits. Why is it different for you, and how is it different?
Yeah, I'm just trying to come out here and set the tone, you know, with my defense, with my offense. I'm trying to be a leader on the floor. I think that's something I can pick up this year, as being more of a leader on the defensive end specifically, but also just in general.
You always hear players talking about they're working on improving their game, right? You mentioned leadership, but is there something physically out on the court that you have been working on this offseason that you want to try to show us this summer?
Yeah, I got a little bigger, a little stronger. I hope they see it on the camera. But yeah, just trying to strengthen my strengths, and then, you know, be able to create a shot and be able to score in different ways, and also my playmaking ability.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Jalen Wells there. Here is Nate Hinton missing on the putback dunk. Up ahead, sloppy play started by Shulga. Miles Norris, should say. This has been a rough three-point shooting game.
Yeah, it's not a lot of flow and rhythm offensively. Shot quality has not been great, particularly from Boston here of late. And let me just say, I will comment on Jalen Wells. He does look bigger. It's not just television. We can see it here in person. I can see he's been in the gym. He's showing some strength.
Well, I think the Grizzlies may be the only team in the NBA that puts on their heights half inches. And I know that because on the Grizzlies roster, they list Jalen Wells at 6'6" and a half.
Yeah, why not just round up?
That's illegal.
Rounding up, we'll round down.
See Jalen Wells ranking 4th in points per game this year among rookies. Finished 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting. There's a 3 that goes down for Kendall Brown. It is now a 7-point Celtics lead. Spencer off on the 3. Grizzlies now 1 of 9 from long distance to start this game. Gonzalez on the drive, gets it taken away. Hinton quickly the other way. Spencer drives. Spencer off the glass, no. And it comes out to the Celtics. Up ahead. Second straight shot attempt by Kendall Brown, and this time he's fouled.
That was a good job in transition by Boston, kicking the ball up ahead to Brown. We'll get him to the line, and you can see here, anytime you get 2 feet in the paint, oftentimes that creates great looks offensively because it collapses the defense.
Kendall Brown, formerly with the Indiana Pacers organization, drafted 48th overall 3 years ago. Spent last season playing for the Long Island Nets in the G League, where he averaged 16 points a game, shooting 40% from 3. So the Boston Celtics, a team that finished 61-21 last year, 2nd in the East, before getting stunned in the second round of the playoffs by the Knicks after blowing a couple of 20-point leads and losing Jason Tatum to that torn Achilles. This is a team that now likely won't return 5 of their top 9 rotation players next season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I still wonder where this team's going to end up when you start looking at the pecking order in that Eastern Conference. Listen, they still have a great culture.
And they still have a lot of talent.
They still got some talent, there's no question. But when you just look at what's happened in that Eastern Conference, lots of teams have improved in terms of trying to get to the top. And then the teams at the top all took a step back.
Let's check in with Stephanie.
Hey, guys, just talking about this Celtics team moving forward, you know, Al Horford is still unsigned. And that situation has not been resolved. Brad Stevens went on record saying that he would love to have him back, especially because all the things he offers, not just basketball-wise, but leadership-wise, but that the offer has been extended, but there has been no final resolution. So we'll keep our eye on that for the summer.
Yeah, Stephanie, Al Horford is one of the very few remaining coveted free agents that's out there. There have been rumors connecting him to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, that one's going to be interesting, too, because I think sometimes, especially when you have such a history with an organization as Al has with the Celtics, you know, are you really ready to pull the trigger? Now, granted, losing Tatum, maybe you're not a contender, and finally Gonzalez able to knock down that triple. You just wonder if now that the emotions have subsided, is he's thinking that maybe I want to return to Boston.
7:43 to go, second quarter. Celtics with a 9-point lead. Celtics play some defense here. Williams up ahead to Schugel. Back to Williams, who got it started and finishes it. And that'll force Thomas Isolo to call a timeout here in the second. Largest lead of the evening for Boston. And doing it like and we're here courtside. We get things straightened out with a legend of the sport, an NBA champion, one of the great defenders, Tayshaun Prince, now Vice President of Basketball Affairs.
Yes.
Did you pick that title out yourself for the Memphis Grizzlies?
Nah, I didn't pick that title out. They picked it out for me.
I asked you what that title means. Like, what's your job?
My job entails everything. And what I mean by that is I'm kind of like the bridge between the front office and the team, the players and the coaches. Give the front office the opportunity to understand where the players and the coaches are coming from. But also at the same time, you know, from a front office standpoint, obviously dabbing into, you know, scouting, you know, trades, you know, free agency, all that stuff. So it's a pleasure to be a part of this, knowing that, you know, as a player, you want to be on that floor as a basketball player. Then when you're done, possibly, you know, diving into them and helping them as a former player, you know, in terms of just being on the floor with them. But I'm learning a new aspect of it, and I'm having fun with it.
G.G. Jackson just brought the Grizzlies within 9, G.A.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing you talked about, G.G., but Tayshaun, for you guys, a bit of a transition. You make the blockbuster trade to move off Desmond Bane. It speaks a little bit about kind of restructuring, rebuilding. You go with a new direction with the coach. You redo the deal for Jaren Jackson Jr. What's the thought process? Are you guys looking at this as a rebuild or a retool?
Yeah, it's a definitely retool. It's not a rebuild at all. If you look at the things that Taylor done with our group, who did a phenomenal job with us in terms of setting a foundation and you know, pouring into our guys and making sure no matter who we put out on the floor, it's a great plug-and-play atmosphere. So it gives us the opportunity to make things that may be best for our future. Desmond Bane, by the way, was a first-class human being for us. He was a great pro on and off the basketball court. We're definitely going to miss him. But he'll definitely help the Orlando Magic. But once again, this was a great trade for both sides. But this is definitely not a rebuild situation. We feel like no matter who we put on the floor, we'll be able to play Memphis Grizzly grit and grind basketball.
Aaron Estrada misses on the floater there. He's one of my favorite players on your team, by the way. Jordan Walsh comes back down the other way and throws it down. Let's take a look at the guys after the trade that you have now on your squad. And listen, it all starts with Ja Morant.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest question as us as basketball fans, we want to see more of Ja Morant, right?
Sure.
We want to see him on the court.
For sure.
How do you make that happen?
The biggest thing with Ja, you know, obviously with our medical team and everything is getting him to understand, you know, how to, you know, take care of his body, but also at the same time when he's out there on the floor, you know, Ja is he's a super competitive individual. So, you know, we always see these high-flying dunks and acrobatic style play from him at the rim. And obviously he's not the, you know, heaviest guy in the world in terms of from a weight perspective. So he takes on a lot of contact. So it's all about just figuring out and navigating how to, you know, get in that lane, shoot floaters, being able to understand when to take chances, when not to. And, you know, we want to see him out there, and I'm sure he wants to be out there as well. So this is a tough situation for us when we get in a situation like what happened, you know, in the OKC series where he got hurt. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we there for him, we support him, and, you know, once again, we just like everybody else, we want to see Ja Morant on the floor, because when he's on the floor with us, we win basketball games.
Yeah.
The other aspect of that, too, you know, when you get to the end of the season, obviously, anytime you don't win it, it's going to be disappointing. But then you have those end-of-season conversations with your players, things that they need to try to improve on, how you envision them within your roster. I know you guys had those conversations. What changes, though, in essence, because you make the trade, right?
Yes.
That trade kind of changes the makeup of your team, how you're going to look in terms of the coach and the personnel. How does that change from your perspective in the front office?
Well, it kind of goes back to, once again, like I said, how Taylor established a foundation for all of our players. And I think Tomas being on our staff last year will help continue to build off that, but also bring his flair to the obviously the team. But, you know, once again, moving Des, you know, you look at what we've done in the past with the draft and being successful, getting a guy like Jalen Wells, right, who has a big-time rookie season, and we're hoping he take that next step, right, for us. You know, Gigi, who's coming out here, you know, having a great summer and pouring into another summer league for us, and we're hoping he take that step. So, you know, it's the confidence that we have in our players what make us make a trade like this, but also have, you know, the assets to go with it. Once again, I will always say Desmond was one of our, you know, he was our pro on and off the basketball court. He was an unbelievable human being. He's going to do great things in Orlando. But once again, we get Cole, we get KCP, Kenny, Kentavious Caldwell Pope. You know, he likes to be called Kenny. So these guys are going to help us out, along with Cedric Howard, who we just drafted. We got Jemai Mashak and obviously Javon Small, who's not playing with us. These guys have injuries. So we believe in the guys that we bring on to the table to bring that grit and grind style. We feel like our plug and play helps with the staff that we have and the staff that we continue to move forward with, that Tomas have taken over.
Armando Bacot, who's had a strong start, just airballed the 3 from Memphis. It is a 38-24 lead. There's going to be a foul out in the perimeter, joined by Tayshaun Prince from the Grizzlies front office. Give the big payday to Jaren Jackson Jr. Then we find out that he has surgery. He's probably going to miss the beginning of the season. Zach Edey, who's here today, got a boot on his foot. These are unfortunate things here. Like, teams always talk about getting off the season on the right foot.
Start.
Right. So knowing that you're going to be shorthanded, and this organization, unfortunately, has like dealt with so much adversity over the last few years.
Yes.
Does that help you kind of tackle this situation?
I mean, it's obviously good and bad, right? You talked about it. Like, you want to be at full throttle in training camp because that's how you build chemistry with your group. You know, Jaren is obviously a big piece to our puzzle along with Zach and the rest of the guys, but Jaren more so from the standpoint that he's had more years of service around his group. So we're not too concerned with Jaren not being able to pick up where he left off, you know, from last season, you know, missing some time. But the Zach Edey's and Cedric Howard guys who are continuing to build in our culture, those are a little bit more concerned, right? Because you want those guys to get off to a great start, great foot in the training camp, you know, be able to build chemistry with the other guys. So, yeah, it's a very unfortunate situation. Like you said, like, we've had a few years of, you know, having tough issues coming into camp or even just having, you know, tough things happen to us in the course of the season. But this is a next man mentality group that we've always had, and that's why we've been successful throughout the regular season. But yes, it does hurt us that we don't have these guys going into camp.
Celtics scored 9 straight. Then the Grizzlies just came back and scored the last 4 points to make it a 12-point game here, GA.
You know, the other thing, looking at the makeup of your roster, you talked about Desmond Bane and the leadership that he provides, because there are different ways, Tayshaun, you know this, being a champion, to lead. Some guys are vocal, some guys lead by example. Who takes on that vocal leadership in that locker room now that Desmond Bane has kind of moved on? Does that fall on Ja? Does that fall on Triple J? Or are there others in that locker room that provide that?
I think it falls on both of them. And I say that because, you know, they've gelled well together. You know, obviously they, you know, if you look at our roster now, they're going to be our longest tenured guys. But then also that's where Kenny comes into play, Kentavious Caldwell Pope. That's where he comes into play for us. You know, he's been in this league a while. I actually, before I got my career done, I played with Kenny in Detroit when he was a rookie.
Wow. I
ended up getting traded back to Detroit after I left Boston.
Right.
So Kenny will be another guy for us that'll bring that leadership role to us. And, you know, we'll be looking for him to do that. But also he's a great example guy who he's seen it all in this league, and he'll be able to help in that regard as well.
You ever thought about doing like one of those like meditation podcasts? I feel like I could listen to your voice. Like I think it's
very calming and soothing.
Nah, I'm super low key. I just like to sit back and watch basketball and enjoy basketball. So this is probably the most talking I've been doing in a long time.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you taking some time. Always appreciate the knowledge.
Yes,
one of the greats, a Detroit legend.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
We're coming right back with more hoops.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Americans, we can do anything we
15.
Yeah, largest lead was 16 a couple of moments ago. Jordan Walsh goes right back to the free throw line. Walsh picked in the second round back in 2023 by Boston. He's entering his third season. But check this out. He still won't turn 22 years of age until March. So a guy entering his third year still that young.
And I think they understand it. And I tell you again, the blessing in disguise with the Jason Tatum injury is the opportunity that it creates for others to develop, and Walsh could be one of those guys.
Nice move by Jackson, couldn't finish. Jackson got fouled. He'll go to the line. Well, taking a look at this remade Boston Celtics depth chart, and while Jaylen Brown and Derek White, two key pieces to the championship, including Brown being the NBA Finals MVP, the biggest hole on this roster now is left in the middle, where their top three centers have departed the team. Kristaps Porzingis traded to Atlanta. We expect Al Horford to sign elsewhere, and Luke Kornet signed a contract with San Antonio. So now, guys like Luka Garza, who's sitting right to our left here, is going to be expected to play big minutes after barely getting off the bench for Minnesota the last couple of years.
Yeah, and because of the versatility of the guys they lost, keep in mind, it's really not just the center, it's the front line. You know, they have concerns on that front line now, not because that 4 and 5 position oftentimes are interchangeable. You've got to be able to play in space as well. And so if you're Brad Stevens in that front office, that's something you've got to consider. That's one reason why I'm wondering if ultimately they end up getting Al Horford to come back, because of the opportunities to play that are going to be there.
Interesting. Well, one of the things Brad Stevens said in the lead up to Summer League, nearly an offensive foul there by Pullen, didn't get whistled for it. Here's Wells driving on the left side of the lane. Wells, the defense by Norris. Lovering gets it tipped away by Williams. Here comes Jordan Walsh again, up ahead. Nearly a travel by Gonzalez. Recovers and scores. Hugo Gonzalez has got 9 points in his NBA Summer League debut.
I tell you, the other thing I love about Gonzalez defensively, and his point of attack defense, he sets the tone. He does not give ground, and it really disrupts Memphis's offense. They have not been able to get much of a flow or get into attack and playing downhill here in the second quarter.
Guys diving all over the court here. Matt Reynolds is going to call a timeout. Get you those thoughts from Brad Stevens about how vital this Summer League is for this squad and the big club when we come back.
Get the drink that
.26 Summer League in Las Vegas.
Working on it right now, man. Working on 2K26 right now.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Got that voice going?
Yeah. Grinding. Just think of the Grizzlies grit and grind. That's what we're doing on 2K26, baby.
Brad Stevens is the president of basketball operations for the Celtics. He said in the lead up to Summer League that they've been trying a bunch of stuff with their Summer League team that we haven't done with the regular NBA roster in the past, that he thinks will be a good experiment at the very least. And if you're reading the tea leaves and trying to read between the lines, what he's saying is, we're not going to have Jason Tatum. We lost our top 3 centers. We may make even more trades that deplete our roster of talent, at least frontline talent, veteran talent. So we may have to play different ways. How do you take that? What do you think that means, how Joe Mazzulla is going to put out rotations and ultimately try and execute?
Well, what you have to do as a front office and a coaching staff is you've got to build your system around your personnel. You can't do it the other way.
Jackson, if you're nasty.
He's had a few plays that had us scratching our heads, but one thing there is no doubt about is that athletic ability, particularly in the open floor. Look how he runs like a gazelle and able to finish with a little bit of anger.
Seems like he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. Continue your thoughts there on how do you think Boston may play?
Well, and so I think what happens is when you don't have multiple guys that command the defense load to them or double them, and you're going to have more guys out there that can't necessarily score individually against great defense. You've got to figure out ways to create an offense that creates offense, right? If you think about the Celtics with Tatum and Brown, those guys were so potent offensively that oftentimes you took two to guard them and put you in rotation.
Great play by Cam Spencer to cut to the basket. And he makes it a 47-36 deficit.
Yeah.
Up ahead, Greg, coming at you.
Turnover. And again, it's the pressure.
I was ready to protect you, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate that. The other thing that I think you're going to see, and you're seeing it from Memphis here in Boston, pressure defense. I think you're going to see them extending the floor defensively more, trying to shorten possessions, really not allowing you from an offensive standpoint to dictate how many options you have in a possession. I think that's something to look at. And I would not be surprised if they make another move. They've got a luxury, does Boston, much like we saw with the Warriors. Remember when after they had the championship run, Steph Curry gets hurt, all of a sudden they get 2 lottery picks because they basically tanked the season. Right. And it created a lot of cap space for them. I think you can see a similar scenario with this Celtics team.
Wells misses the 3, but the Grizzlies get the rebound. Another misfire on a 3. They're now 2 for 16 from distance. Ball goes out of bounds off the Celtics. I want to go back to that G.G. Jackson explosive dunk from a couple of moments ago. Looked like he may have caught his hand on the rim. Take another look at this, G.A.
Yeah, there's no question that you saw the contact when they hit the ball as he was going up. That might have had something to do with it as well. But he's still in the game.
Under a minute to go in the half. Pullen looking for a cutter, and Wells zig when Pullen want him to zag. And it'll be Boston basketball here. 47-36, Celtics lead it.
Yeah, a lot of times when you hear front offices and coaches talking about playing differently, you immediately just think offense. But a lot of times they're also talking about from a defensive standpoint. Remember, it's not just the point of attack defenders that they lost. They lost a lot of rim protection as well. So it's going to change a lot of things in terms of what they do from a defensive standpoint as well.
Gonzalez loses it, gets it back. Shireman, the 3, is no good. Ball tipped around, and there's a whistle underneath. That's going to be a foul on Amari Williams. It'll be Memphis basketball, and it'll be a 4.3 lane cock to shot clock differential. Hugo Gonzalez is down at midcourt here. I don't know if he's just catching his breath or frustrated with himself or that near turnover.
I tell you what, I love his activity level, though. You know, you love guys that understand how to impact winning. And that's something that he is showing here in this short stint here in the first half. The activity, deflections, running the floor.
Lawson levering at the free throw line as you see Gonzalez chatting with his head coach, Matt Reynolds. Reynolds said one of the biggest challenges over the short time they've had together in Summer League training camp back in Boston was just getting Gonzalez, like so many of the other players, up to speed on Celtic terminology.
Yeah, and it's so great because a lot of times you're saying the same thing. You're just using different words.
Kind of like you in our production meeting.
Exactly. Very much.
Did you know we had a meeting this morning?
I did, but I don't have Microsoft meeting or whatever you call it. I'm a Google guy, so I struggled with it.
Gotcha. There's a 4-second shot to game clock differential. Walsh, the look at a 3 on the shot clock. Shireman cuts baseline. Shireman lays it in, but blows the layup. Oh, Shireman got hit, and he'll go to the line for 2 rather than 1.
Tell you what, I like that pass from Walsh. Creates an opportunity there, and Shireman taking advantage. You can see the contact there. A lot of times that contact just takes away the opportunity for you to convert there. But he does get to the line.
Timeout called by Memphis here with 4 seconds to go. We'll take it with them and come back, get the Shireman free throws in the final 4 seconds of the first half on NBA TV.
The General.
Expected to be the leader heading into next season, but Boston suffering major injuries. New York shake up with the coaching staff and changes to their roster around the edges. Indiana with Halliburton. Milwaukee losing Lillard, adding Miles Turner. Detroit up and coming. Orlando up and coming, adding pieces. What's up with Miami? Atlanta strengthening with Porzingis and Kennard and others coming in. This is an opportunity here for somebody to really surprise.
There's no question about it, Jared. And also what's transpired with the league, because of the new collective bargaining agreement, it's created incredible parity. 7 straight different champions our league has had. And I would not be surprised to see an 8th this upcoming season.
Shireman hits the free throw. Final seconds. We've got a shoeless Armand Bacot. Pardon me. No, it was Baylor Shireman. Shoeless Baylor. A 49-36 lead for Boston after 20 minutes of play. It's been all Celtics here in the first half of action. Boston doing it left and right. Walsh coming up strong. And Hugo Gonzalez. He's got 9 points in his summer league debut. They've led by as many as 16. It's now 49-36.
The General gives you a break to keep you
in the books here in Las Vegas between Memphis and Boston. Now, when it comes to NBA pioneers, the Boston Celtics certainly have a few of them. Here is Jaylen Brown telling the remarkable story of the friendship between Boston legends Bob Cousy and Chuck Cooper.
When Chuck Cooper arrived in Boston for the start of the 1950-51 season, he was joined by another rookie, future Hall of Famer Bob Cousy. The two rooks bonded and quickly became good friends and even roomed together on road trips.
They both like jazz. So whenever they would go to, the cities like New York or Chicago, Bob would ask him, Coop, anything happening? What's going on? And my dad would take Cousy, even if it was uptown, he would take Bob to the hood and they would go enjoy jazz together.
Cousy witnessed firsthand and never forgot many of the ugly incidents that Cooper had to endure.
The Celtics played a regular season game with North Carolina, and I believe it was in Raleigh, North Carolina. And they wouldn't let my dad stay at the hotel. So my dad was like, Red, don't make a big deal of it. I'll head back to Boston on the next train and get ready for the next game. Well, Bob Cousy was his good friend, and he wasn't gonna let my father, catch that train by himself.
We got to the train station. We decided to make a pit stop and go to the boys' room. We look up there, and there are the two signs. One with an arrow pointing to where the colored went to the restroom, and the other for whites. And it was a moment in time where you're standing with a close friend, and you're embarrassed for the world. You just don't know what to say. You don't know how to explain that type of overt stupidity. To this day, I'm offended by it.
That is a short excerpt from our NBA Pioneers series on NBA TV. Stay with us. We're coming right back for the second half of our game between the Celtics and the Grizzlies. We'll be right back in Vegas.
Give me a hot pink Cosmopolitan and some drama.
Give me a Kettle One soda with a twist. Give me an early morning tea time and a Bloody Mary with Kettle One vodka.
Give me a cocktail with Kettle One vodka.
Mom! Yeah? I fell. Okay.
Not sure the Celtics could have asked for a better opening half out here in Vegas. As we welcome you back to the NBA 2K26 Summer League just off the Strip, where it is the steamy 106 right now. Inside the pavilion on the campus of UNLV with the running Rebel legend Greg Anthony. I'm Jared Greenberg. We'll hear from Stephanie Reddy in a moment. Boston shoots 43% from the field, shooting threes. But the key was how much were they going to get from their young production that they know they're going to need next season. How about Hugo Gonzalez, the first-round pick, and Jordan Walsh, a former draft pick, combining for 21.
Yeah, I mean, they brought activity, athleticism, and some skill, right? Knocking down some triples. But I really thought what they did defensively set them apart. Jordan Walsh, you talked about it. This young man, 22 years old, even though he's going into his third season, his progression from year to year has been massive. The question now is, because of the opportunities, will we find him in that rotation this upcoming season?
Three-point shooting has been the story, as it often is, for the big club with the Celtics. They've made 6 of them. Grizzlies just 2 for 17. As we're underway with the second half opening game for both Boston and Memphis here in the Summer League, which features the stars of tomorrow today. 49-36, Celtics start the second half up. Here's Cam Spencer for Memphis. Jalen Wells on the drive. Got knocked away by Williams. Walsh chases it down, but he stepped out of bounds. And Memphis will get it back, but there'll only be 3 seconds on the shot clock.
I tell you, Memphis has had their struggles, but give Boston credit defensively. Even though they defended the 3 well, they've also done a great job of not allowing a lot of paint pressure. They have not allowed Memphis to live inside the interior, which has really forced them to struggle offensively.
Wells hit as he shot it. Shireman commits the foul, and Jalen Wells will go to the free throw line to shoot 3.
How about that's already the 3rd foul on a 3-point attempt in this game. You see him once a game maybe, and you can see clearly there just not allowing that shooter to land. Shireman picking up the foul.
And relatively speaking, it's the vets who have committed him. G.G. Jackson and now Baylor Shireman. You know, Jalen Wells was part of one of the more scary moments of last season when he went up for a massive dunk attempt against Charlotte, and he was undercut by KJ Simpson. Wells went down hard, fractured the wrist, suffered a concussion. It cut short a season that was absolutely marvelous. Wells played in 79 games, started 74 of them as a rookie. A lot of that having to do with some of the injuries that Memphis suffered. But he averaged 10.5 points, shot 35% from 3, and earned himself a spot on the first-team all-rookie squad. Williams driving to the basket, got hit by Baycott, and he got fouled. So Jalen Wells, not just a projected rotation player. You made the point early on in the broadcast, and if you're just joining us, the trade of Desmond Bane was so head-scratching by so many, but Orlando offered such a haul. Not only your son, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, but 4 first-round picks and a first-round swap down the road, that Zach Kleiman couldn't turn down the offer for Desmond Bane, knowing that he has the likes of Jalen Wells and G.G. Jackson and others to fill the void.
Yeah, they've got enough young talent. They've got 2 cornerstones with Triple J and Ja Morant, and so they don't have to rebuild. You heard Tayshaun Prince talk about it. They're just going to retool, and a lot of that is because of the faith and confidence they have in their young talent. And even though it may not show as well because of the roster makeup here in Summer League, when you put Jalen Wells in a rotation where you're now asking his role to be different, I think that's what we saw last year, because he's not going to be a guy that they asked to initiate their offense or they're going to run their offense through. But with his positional size, his catch and shoot ability, his physicality, his ability to defend it, I think there's going to be opportunities there for him to produce.
There'll be opportunities for Baylor Shireman next year for Joe Mazzulla, and you know how much Coach Mazzulla loves his players to shoot threes. That's what Baylor Shireman does best. 3-second violation there. Shireman so far tonight, he's got 8 points, and that was his first made 3 in 5 attempts.
Yeah, and hadn't shot it well, but you know he's a threat, and that's the thing that scares you. His ability to catch and shoot it on the move. That is such a luxury to have. All teams in our league are looking for guys who have that ability because of the stress it puts on the opposing defense.
Cam Spencer will shoot the free throw after the defensive 3-second violation. Spencer just got rewarded couple of days ago with a 2-year, $4.5 million extension. That elevated Spencer from a two-way contract to a standard NBA contract, something the Grizzlies have had a lot of success doing. I would say better than most organizations. 3 on the shot clock here for Wells. The step through gets it over to Pullen. Pullen pulls, no good, and it's ripped down by Shireman. Up ahead quickly to Williams. Williams at Baycott got fouled, and Amari Williams will go to the free throw line. I want to finish that thought on the two-way situation because the Grizzlies have really embraced that ability with your roster to sign guys, spread them between the Memphis Hustle and the big club, and they've turned these guys. I mean, think about the guys they've turned into standard contracts over the years. Just recently, G.G. Jackson, Scottie Pippen Jr., Jay Huff, who just got traded to Indiana, Vince Williams, who's no longer, or Vince Williams, and Cam Spencer. These 5 guys all started as two-ways, then get elevated to regular roster spots.
Yeah, and you know, we had that conversation with Tayshaun Prince. One of the parts of his job, and really for all organizations, your player development is critical. And we talked about the new collective bargaining agreement and the impact second-rounders can ultimately have. Unrestricted free agents that you can sign, as you see Jalen Wells able to finally get a triple to fall for the Grizzlies. But it's going to be imperative. You've got to be able to find hidden gems. You've got to be able to develop guys that ultimately become a part of your rotation if you want to stay competitive. And Jalen Wells, he hurt us. He's come out here in this second half being aggressive from 3. And how about the effort there defensively to try to force a turnover? He's saying it's off Boston. He wants his coach to challenge.
Coach Isolo's going to tell Murat Kogat that he wants the challenge, and we'll get our first coach's challenge.
Been waiting all day
I know.
for this.
And the best part is I guaranteed Murat Kogat before the game that we would get multiple coaches challenge. We're halfway there. I am so excited for this. Jalen Wells put the universal sign up that every player does, and we'll give you the results when we return. Jalen Wells was adamant that the ball was not last touched by him. Asked for the coach's challenge, received it, and he was correct. The referees overturning the call. Thomas Isolo winning the coach's challenge. Memphis retains its ability to challenge again. And they have the basketball here down by just 7 after trailing by as many as 16 here. 7:40 to go, third quarter. Zion Pullen drives. Pullen dumps it off for Baycott. Baycott in double figures. He's got 10.
And it was a terrific job by Pullen of using that Boston aggression defensively against them, because him showing the shot forced 2 defenders to contest that created the opportunity for Baycott.
Boston was up by as many as 16. Now been trimmed to 5. Pardon me, the largest lead was 18. Thank you to the great David Freed for correcting me on that.
I tell you what, David Frieda is great. But
He is. The whole Fried family
Yeah.
is tremendous. In fact,
Beautiful.
they thanked us, the Fried family, for giving us David for 2 full weeks.
yes, they did. And you know why they think?
Yes.
Because we have him.
We have him. We have to babysit him
And
for 2 weeks.
the rest of the family does not have.
Yes.
Anyhow, the other thing about this second half that I'm loving, Memphis has really come out with a different mindset. They were on their heels in that first half, really passive, not handling the pressure well. They flipped the script here in this second half. They've been the aggressors, even though they're going to get a foul there on Cam Spencer. A little too aggressive.
I think it's interesting here. You don't often see a regular season head coach coaching in Summer League. And Thomas Isolo is a seasoned head coach over in Europe, but he only got 9 games in the regular season, 4 games in the playoffs to coach in the NBA. Jordan Walsh pulls on a long 3. It's no good. So he is now getting the opportunity to get some runs. And even that coach's challenge, as minute as you think it is, it's important. One of the guys that Thomas Isolo is going to have to coach in the regular season is Scottie Pippen Jr. He's here in the building, and he's taking some time with Stephanie.
Yes, thank you so much, Jared. Okay, so...
And he's taking some time with Stephanie.
Yes, thank you so much, Jared. Okay, so now, think back to your days here in summer. What was that experience like? What do you gain from it as a player?
I would just say confidence. It's going out there, showing what you could do, showing that you belong, and just trying new things that you worked on in the past and just building on it.
And as you watch this team, what have you seen so far that you've liked?
I've been impressed with some of the guys that I played with previously, just seeing how much they've grown, especially Gigi, just coming off an injury, just seeing him confident and just getting his flow back.
And for you individually, what has it been this summer that you've been wanting to work on to add to your game?
I would just say my all-around offensive game, just showing how much more I can bring to the team this year with this confidence and just growing as a playmaker.
Okay, before I let you go, I got to ask you this pressing question. What is behind the spelling of your name? You spell it differently than your dad. Your dad has the I-E, you have the Y. Help me out.
It's kind of confusing. My dad, I don't know why he did it, but his name's with a Y. He ended up changing it to I-E to write signatures. But I was born with a Y. We're both with a Y. I'm a junior, but he just writes with an I-E. So I don't know. It's confusing. It's weird. So you got to ask him why he did it.
I love it. So you're sticking with it, the Y.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it. It's too late. It's too late to change now.
All right. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, guys.
I tell you, Scotty with the Y's got better hair, too, than his old man. And you should have noticed that, being that you're a hair aficionado. We got to get a photo of your hair. You got a nice coif working. Did you got a fade? Did you get a cut before Summer League started?
Of course.
Do you do it locally, or you got your usual people back home?
I am monogamous with my barber.
Okay. All right. That means it's just one-on-one?
Well, you think it takes 2 to cut this? Shireman now 1 of 6 from 3. Thank you to Stephanie for giving us the Y.
Yes. Oh, okay. No pun intended. I tell you what, Scottie Pippen Jr. really impressed. I remember watching him back when he was in high school. I always loved him. He had a great feel for how to play. The concern was physically would he be able to withstand, and he has proven more than capable. I think a welcome addition to this Grizzlies team, and they got a lot of confidence in his ability to be a part of that rotation.
Von Fleming has it stripped away by Morris, up ahead to Wong. Isaiah Wong backs it out, finds Shireman. Norris. Celtics have gone cold here in the second half. Jordan Walsh. 9 on the shot clock, backs it out for Wong. He's guarded by Fleming. Wong penetrates, stops, pops. And it'll be taken down by Aaron Estrada. Estrada, well-traveled college basketball player. Most recently at Alabama. Now Wells off the window. Up ahead, Walsh can't track it down. Heads up on the baseline.
Just a bit of an errant pass there by Shireman. Right idea. He had a streaking Walsh there, just could not convert on the connection.
Matt Reynolds and the Celtics are going to call a timeout. We'll take it with them. 4:41 to go. We've got a good one now in Vegas.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
So Matt Reynolds used this coach's challenge.
It is determined that there's marginal contact, and therefore there's no foul on the play. Boston loses the timeout and the ability to challenge going forward. Memphis ball.
A rare challenge lost by Matt Reynolds. You don't see that often. This was the approximate foul that they were looking for, because clearly the ball went out of bounds off of Boston.
We need to fire Matt Reynolds.
They utilized that out of bounds call to see if Von Fleming pushed Jordan Walsh, and Murat Kogat and the officials said he did not. Somewhere Joe Mazzulla's laughing because Mazzulla counts on Matt Reynolds for those correct coach's challenge. Here, Aaron Estrada steps out of bounds, and the ball goes to Boston, so they get it right back.
Yeah, and in fairness, he's also in a different position than he would ordinarily be. He'd been behind the bench, correct, looking at the video, but how about Wong here with a good job of pressing up. We talked about this, that ball pressure in the backcourt, extending your defense. It can be so disruptive to an opposing offense.
Charles Bassey checks back in. Here to Isaiah Wong, pulls up from 10. All that.
Good job there, getting to his spot, being patient, and just elevating on that mid-range.
So this has been a half of runs. Memphis went on an 11-0 run. Boston has scored the last 7. Offensive foul there on Jalen Wells.
You might get a challenge on that one.
Take another look, GA.
Didn't love the call, only because I don't think there's enough contact there. Oh, maybe they're calling it the hit to the head with the off arm.
Refs have been busy today.
Yeah.
I like to see that.
See, I'm the opposite. I prefer we not see busy officials.
Shireman on the drive.
I like the players to be busy.
Big men are battling down low. It comes out to Memphis. Got Bassey and Lovering in there, and a foul.
So you're happy. You love. Is it the whistle that you like? The sound of it?
Yes.
I know you like saying the official's name. Let me hear it one more time.
Murat Kogat.
Murat Kogat.
Yeah. A seasoned NBA official.
It rhymes too. You think he likes hip hop?
I bet he does. He's one of the funniest officials in the NBA. There's little tidbits about all the officials. You know, they're human beings too. You got to get to know them as well.
Yeah, you do. And for the most part, they do a terrific job, in all fairness.
And Murat's a funny guy.
He is a funny guy.
Do you think so?
Get a load of this guy.
Fleming, right side. Jones. Shireman all over the place, getting the basketball. Shireman off one leg. Bassey looked like did he go over the top, or was he fouled?
They're going to get the foul
on Lovering.
Memphis, yeah. Tell you what, Bassey's giving them some good minutes. He's been really active, which is what you want from your bigs. Yeah, I think that's a foul.
Yep, Lovering had him. Lawson Lovering out of Utah. Lawson Lovering had an interesting Salt Lake City Summer League. Again, Memphis was one of the teams that participated in exhibition games prior to Vegas. Shireman up top, Bassey with the throwdown.
That's what I want to see more from Shireman. We know your ability to shoot it. Can you do other things to help our team? And that was a terrific job there on that alley-oop.
Another backcourt turnover by Estrada. He's had 2 in the last several possessions. Here's the alley-oop from Shireman to Bassey. Again, Bassey with the Spurs last year. I was mentioning Will Lovering in Salt Lake City. He had one of the strangest stat lines you'll ever see. 3-ball there by Burton is off. In the games that Lovering played, 3 of them in Salt Lake City, he scored 11 points. He also committed 11 fouls in 3 games.
I mean, you could say he was aggressive.
Yeah, he's been aggressive here. Want to see that? The drive. Now it's Burton pulling up inside the free throw line. And Tyler Burton hits the jumper.
I wanted to hear more about Lawson's name. It's got a flow to it.
Lawson Lovering. Yeah. Very presidential. Shireman off.
I was thinking more like a law firm, Lawson and Lovering.
Boston and Lovering?
Yeah. If you just, as a middle name, and Boston and Lovering. You know, something to think about.
Do you think his middle name is Ann?
Well, it could be. I'm saying it if he were a law firm.
Stephanie, can we find out what
Lawson,
Boston's middle name is?
Lovering, and Shireman. That could be a nice.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Oh, wow.
Pullen, long got discarded inside to Baycott. Now it's Spencer. G.G. Jackson, haven't heard much from him here in the half. Airball's the 3. Baycott cleans it up. Armando Baycott's had himself an afternoon. He's now got 10 and 5. Pardon me, 12 and 5. Kenny Lofton Jr. is checked back in. Lofton lofts it up. Back to Lofton. Gonzalez gives it off to Bassi. Good interior passing the last few possessions by the Celtics.
You know, we were talking earlier, we were both surprised that Bassi was even on this roster because he's with San Antonio. You see a nice drive by Gonzalez and then a nice setup for the big fella. But makes sense, though. Celtics are in need of some front court players.
No question.
So.
And Spencer over to Jackson. 90 seconds to go in the quarter. Jackson, Euro, and he got fouled.
That was the great J.B. Bickerstaff that just walked by.
66-57, Celtics with the lead. They've led by as many as 18.
At the line, Grizzlies shooting 2 shots.
G.G. Jackson going to the free throw line. G.G. Jackson so far today, just 3 of 5 from the field and 3 of 5 from the free throw line. He's got 9 points. The Emirates NBA Cup tips off October 31st. The much anticipated tournament will return with all 30 teams in group play and 8 advancing to the knockout rounds, but only one will capture the cup. Visit NBA.com/NBA Cup to learn more.
Did they up the prize pool with the new CBA, all that new TV money they got? I figure they
probably would. I mean, these players need it.
I mean, I think so.
Seemed like a union guy.
Yeah. Well, I am a union guy. I'm a pro player guy as well. Not that I hate against the man.
Who do you got winning the cup next year?
I got to see what the breakdown is. I haven't had a chance to really dissect the brackets.
Well, I'll tell you this. West Group C is the group of death. I'll tell you that much.
Who's in West Group C?
Yes.
You don't know.
G.G. Jackson from the left wing.
Okay. They have not had much success from deep. Let's see if that gives them a little bit of momentum as we're winding down here in the third quarter. They're asking Kenny Lofton Jr. to run the point.
Yeah, has been bringing the ball up. Now gets it down low. Triple team, puts it up. Doesn't get the friendly roll, but Lofton will go to the stripe. Kenny Lofton, undrafted back in 22 out of Louisiana Tech. He's had some success, not just here in Vegas, but playing in the G League prior to his trip to China back in 2024. Lofton was a first-team All-G League selection, and the year prior, he was the Rookie of the Year in the G League. Knocks down the first free throw. So West Group C, the group of death, is the Nuggets, the Warriors, the Rockets, the Blazers, and the Spurs.
You think that's better than the T-Wolves, OKC, Sacramento, Phoenix, and the Jazz? It could be really good. It's a tough one.
Houston finished second in the West last year. The Nuggets got to the second round, took OKC to 7 games. Final 32 seconds of the third quarter.
I'm looking for, I actually, that's one of those things when they first announced the cup. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. But I got to tell you, they hit a home run with that. I think it created tremendous excitement early in the season when a lot of the NBA fans are kind of still in football mode. I think you really engage the players as well, like the uniforms. I like most of the
courts?
Floors. Yeah, most of the courts. Not all. Some of them we're going to have to redo.
Hugo Gonzalez has 9 points in his Summer League debut. This is Norris, the two-way player for the Celtics, misses. Ball comes loose to Lofton. Lofton with the discard. Shot clock off. 6 seconds to go. 4 seconds. Lofton, the drive. Lofton, the scoop.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't go for Kenny Lofton. He did everything but put the ball in the cup. So a solid third quarter by the Grizzlies to battle back, but Boston goes to the fourth quarter up by 7. Gonzalez, the first-round draft pick for Boston, with 9 points so far, and here he is with Stephanie Reddy a few moments ago.
Thanks so much. Here with Boston Celtics draft pick, Hugo Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us during this game. What has this experience been like for you? What's the most challenging part of this transition?
Really good. We're doing a great job, and we have to keep focusing on the game.
And for you as an individual, what have you enjoyed the most about this experience?
We're having a great time. We're being locked down on defense. We're winning. That is the most important thing, so we got to give them that up.
Excellent. Thanks for stopping.
Short and to the point.
Yeah. I'm just curious. Did y'all, I don't know if y'all noticed right before we went to the interview, there was prime rib for $8.99. You didn't see that?
No.
Man, I think it said Tony Roma's. I might have to check that out. $8.99?
You big
prime rib?
You want to eat a prime rib that's $8.99?
Yeah.
I like my prime rib to be a little pricier than that.
Well, see, I'm not. I'm looking. I don't turn down nothing but my collar. I'm looking for a discount. $8.99 works for me.
Here's the drive by
Stop being a snob, man. You gotta be. Ain't nothing wrong with $8.99. That's good eating.
Could be a lot.
Oh.
Might have to have a change of pants. Max Shulga drives. And he got fouled. So Max Shulga will go to the free throw line. Take another look. I was wondering. They said we're going to a replay. I wasn't sure if it was the prime rib or if the Shulga and one.
Well, the Shulga and one, but the nice find there.
I need Greg Shapiro, our producer, to be more clear in my ear about what we're going to.
You didn't hear Greg. Greg was like, what was that restaurant? He's like, what time? You want to go? I was like, we can do 7:30.
Is that all you can eat for $8.99?
It don't even matter. $8.99, I can order 2 entrees.
You still have somebody else pay.
You can't get a value meal at McDonald's for $8.99. You know that, right?
What about Whataburger? That's big out here.
Yeah, I don't think you can get $8.99.
Would that be,
I heard there are a lot of intellectuals that go to Whataburger.
Would that be your choice of fast food out here in Vegas?
What? I'm a Sizzler man. You ever been to Sizzler?
Oh, I have. We going Sizzler.
They got that all-you-can-eat salad bar. Man, banging like Crips and Bloods.
You better watch that, though.
Why not?
What's in that salad bar?
It's good eating, man. Sizzler's good. Not as good as the game. It looks like Memphis has got enough left in them to make a run.
And it'll be interesting to see who Tomas Isolo puts out there. He's got G.G. Jackson on the court at the free throw line, where he has made 4 of his 8 from the stripe. He's got 13 points, leads the way with Jalen Wells, who also has a baker's dozen. Jordan Walsh has 12 to lead the way for the Boston Celtics, who are up by 8, 9:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Opening game for both Boston and Memphis in the 25 Las Vegas Summer League. This is Kendall Brown, former Pacer. The stop, the pop, Brown. That rim has not been favorable here. And we got some contact between Burton and Gonzalez.
Gonzalez has taken a few shots, and a lot of that is also just in terms of his style of play. He is aggressive, he's physical. He's one of those guys that's seeking contact on the floor.
Are we gonna, is this a coach's challenge, or do we have looking for a potential flagrant foul here?
I think they're going to see if that Tony Roma's prime rib 899 is still available.
The floor is a loose ball foul. The play is being reviewed to see if it meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
Yeah, it's being looked at by Murat Kogat, who's been a busy man today. This is his third review. Let's take a look at Cam Spencer underneath.
Ooh, he got hit twice.
He got, it was like a ping pong ball there. Yeah. He got bounced off of Gonzalez. Gonzalez got bounced off of Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer hit him, went for the plug out. And it is a dangerous play, because oftentimes when you're running, well, Spencer hit Gonzalez first, and you can see Gonzalez is not really identifying where Spencer is. He's looking up at the rim. And that is a dangerous play to come and kind of blindside a guy on a block out, because he's unaware that you're there.
So you think this will be upgraded?
You know, it could be. And also, no, seriously,
well, they're looking at it. So yes, you're right. It could.
When I first saw it, I wasn't thinking, I think they might upgrade it. Based on what I've seen from Murat Kogat, I'm going to say he's got to upgrade it.
And Evan Scott are looking at this again, right side of your screen.
Yeah.
There's
and I think that's the equivalent of a windup, when you that extra little hitch in his giddy up when he took the step right there.
Contact does not rise to the level of a flagrant foul. Therefore,
I disagree.
Loose ball foul on Cam Spencer, and it's going to be Boston ball on the side with 14.
So it will be a common foul on Cam Spencer. Would you like to go take off your headset and?
No, I'm going to defer to the professionals in officiating. You see, he talked to him. You know what he told him? I could have given you with a flagrant, but I ain't going to do it.
What I was going to say is the most dangerous part of that play was not the initial hit. It was the fact that Gonzalez then pole vaulted into Tyler Burton. So inadvertently, Cam Johnson could have taken out his own teammate.
Yeah, but that happens because of the Spencer hit.
Right, correct.
And so that's something that oftentimes they'll look at. I don't think it was anything malicious about it, but it is a dangerous play.
Boston had led by as many as 18, now up by just 8. Miles Norris with 3 on the shot clock turns the corner and throws it out of bounds. So that'll be a turnover on the Celtics. They're 13th. And eventually it'll be a shot clock violation. So Cam Spencer will inbound here. Spencer, the brother of Pat Spencer, who's part of the Golden State Warriors, coming from a big lacrosse family.
I was going to say, they're serious about that lacrosse.
They are.
They get an offensive foul. See, they got a target on his back now. Got a target. They're watching him.
Take another look at the offensive foul on Cam Spencer.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I would have preferred the flagrant on the first foul and the defensive foul there.
8.5 to go, fourth quarter. Hugo Gonzalez, the floater. No. Taken down by Burton. Burton, the drive. Got it stripped away. Great defense there by Max Shulga. Now Gonzalez. Over to Norris. Inside to Amari Williams. Williams going at Baycott. Turnaround jumper goes for Amari Williams, who then took a shot to the nose after the play.
Great job there, just being patient, was really not looking to score initially.
They should go to Baycott here. Williams is struggling with that nose. Now Shulga, no look pass. Leaves it off to Brown, who couldn't finish. Up ahead to Spencer. Baycott running the floor.
This is reminded me a little bit of our first game yesterday. It looked like the Cavs are in total control. Kept a lot of separation from Indy, and then at the end they were able to find a way to pull it out. And Memphis playing a similar game here. They're just hanging around.
Austin has struggled at the rim today. Pulling. Spencer. our 4th foul on a three-point shooter in this game. This time, Miles Norris commits the offense.
And you typically expect it to happen at least one a game just because of the volume of threes taken. But there, yeah, easy call for the official. Just got to be a little more disciplined if you're Norris.
Cam Spencer will go to the free throw line. Mentioned that early in the broadcast. Grizzlies playing without 3 key pieces today. Jemai Meshack, their 2nd-round draft pick. Javon Small is out, who is a 2-way player, signed his contract on Thursday. And Cedric Coward is out. He was their 1st-round draft pick back in June. Summer League action continues tonight in Las Vegas with some nice matchups. Jazz and Hornets at 7 Eastern on ESPN, followed by the Wizards and Suns at 9. Then at 11 Eastern, stay up late, watch ESPN 2. It's the Blazers and the Warriors. Spencer knocks down the free throw, so it is a 72-66 game, 7:20 to go. Mentioned the Celtics struggles at the rim today. In the paint, Boston is shooting GA just 13 of 27.
That is not a recipe for success.
Shireman continues to struggle from the outside. Baylor Shireman now 1 for 8 from distance. He's 2 for 12 overall. High hopes for Baylor Shireman in this Summer League action. He is going to be a rotation player, at least projected to be next year, particularly with the way Joe Mazzulla likes to shoot the 3-ball. Last year, Baylor Shireman was a guy who didn't get much run. When he did, he pulled offensive board, poked away by Shulga. Will remain with Memphis with 11 on the shot clock.
The thing you want to see from Shireman, I'd like to see him moving more without the ball. Remember the 1-3 he did make was a catch and shoot. Most of them have come where he's putting the ball on the floor.
Aaron Estrada off the window. You know where Aaron Estrada made a name for himself?
Chips. Oh, that was Eric. My bad.
And it was Chips, plural.
I said Chips.
Oh, I thought you said Chip.
No, Chips.
That was one of my favorite shows growing up.
You were, how old are you? I don't think you were around for Chips. Well, I thought that was, you were a little too young for Chips. That wasn't
I think it was on TBS back in the day. Estrada back-to-back buckets.
Well,
so do you know where this
that
Estrada?
was an indication, though.
It was right. You know where this Estrada made a name for himself?
Where?
At the Ivy on the Island.
The Ivy on the Island. Rikers?
You can't use the joke.
Or Alcatraz. Yeah, you can. We got new audience.
That's a TV trick. Good call. Jordan Walsh driving. Walsh, no good.
Goodness.
Bassey gets the putback. Charles Bassey. Oh, Aaron Estrada, who's run a point here for Memphis, started his career at Oregon, went to St. Peter's, and then went to Hofstra. He scored 3 consecutive buckets. He's the 2-time Coastal Athletic Association Player of the Year at Hofstra.
Because when you told me he's from the CAA, I was thinking of Creative Artists Agency, but you were talking about the conference.
Correct, yes. Lofton using that body, but he can't finish. Again, another smoked layup by the Celtics.
Ooh, that's going to be a block. I was thinking it might be a charge because of how he dipped that shoulder.
Well, nothing like some love for the pride of Long Island. Aaron Estrada back-to-back buckets, and he's got the Grizzlies within 3.
They are hollering for him in Rikers.
Americans.
Summer League. After yesterday in this building, the Indiana Pacers rallied from 16 down to beat the Cavaliers. Memphis is within 3 after being down by as many as 18. It's been Aaron Estrada and Cam Spencer who have keyed this comeback for the Grizzlies. Van Fleming going to the line.
They've gotten a lot of help from the Celtics' inability to finish in close. They have been woeful with their shots at the rim.
Stephanie, do we have an investigative report
on the law firm?
We do have an update. Lawson Lovering, his middle name is Malcolm.
There you go.
I would not have guessed
Malcolm
that.
Lovering.
Yes, and I have further news, guys. His mom, Lynn Fox, played basketball at Fresno State, and dad, Bill Lovering, played basketball at Colorado Christian.
Okay, I'm already a fan. But they went to my coach's alma mater, Fresno State. That's where Turk went. That's impressive. And coach, that's right.
Shireman, another missed opportunity inside the paint for the Celtics. Listen, no offense. I'm going to start with this. I'm disappointed in the Lovering family.
Why?
I would have continued, if they want my advice, I'm sure they do. I would have kept up with the L theme on the middle name. Triple L.
But I'm assuming
Lawson Lovering needed a...
Did you say Malcolm?
Malcolm.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
like
with Malcolm.
in the middle.
Right.
And maybe that's a family name. You know, it could be like a grandpa.
It could be.
In some places, a grandma. You know, you never know.
Jordan Walsh has so much time. Just the right amount of time. Jordan Walsh is 15.
That was a huge triple there because the Celtics, the shot quality has also been off. They have not created through their offense a lot of good looks here in the second half. They're going to get a travel.
Look how much time Jordan Walsh had to shoot this ball. I was worried it might have been too much time for him.
Yeah, that's a great pass, too, by Shireman. And what I've loved also about Walsh, you know, a lot of times guys will try to do too much. He's really stayed within himself for the most part offensively, taking good shots that he knows he can make, and just really hadn't forced a lot.
Walsh driving, contested. The putback by Charles Bassey.
And even with that miss, because of the way he attacked, he forced 2 to the ball, which creates that offensive rebound opportunity.
Wells from downtown, off. It's taken down by Bassey, who's done quite the job here. The new addition for the Celtics Summer League team. Kenny Lofton back the other way.
They were due to make a layup.
And Thomas Isolo needs a timeout. After Memphis got it within 3, Boston now back up by 9. Celtics starting to take over and looking to shut the door on their first win in the 2025 Las Vegas Summer League. It's 83-74, 3:50 to go.
Don't worry, Shaq.
The New York Knicks fans are in the house. Coming up next on NBA TV and ESPN Plus, it'll be the New York Summer League squad against the Detroit Pistons, a rematch of the first round of the NBA playoffs.
That's what I was hoping you would say.
That was one of the more entertaining first-round series you'll ever get.
I'll tell you what, the Pistons got to be excited about their future.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to see Ron Holland coming up next. G.G. Jackson from deep with a hand in his face. Air balls it. Great defense by Jordan Wall.
That's one of those things where Memphis hasn't been able to make a three, and the Celtics haven't really done a good job of making twos, but it was the point of attack defense that forces a tough contested triple. No one likes shooting. We call those 9-1-1 shots, those bailouts.
Here's Baylor Shireman, who's just 2 for 13 today. Entering his second year in the NBA. Shireman down low to Lofton, bodying up. Lofton can't finish, but he'll get rewarded. Interesting to see if Lofton can return to the NBA this year after being in China last year.
Who did he play for in China last year?
Shanghai, which I've confirmed
is in Shanghai.
Is in Shanghai.
Does he have another year there? Can he get out of that contract?
I'm sure he could if there's an NBA offer.
They normally do put that language in the contract. That's a good point. Good point.
International language of basketball, if you will. Lofton today, 10 points, just 1 of 8 from the field. He has been responsible for a lot of those misses inside the paint. Celtics today, 22 of 33 from the free throw line. Approaching 3 minutes to go. 11-point lead for Boston. Here's Cam Spencer. Floater. Shireman comes down with it. And Gonzalez went down. Shireman. Bassey comes down with it. Hugo Gonzalez slow to get back to the offense. Celtics have been playing 4-on-5. Gonzalez is back. And a travel here. Let's take a look at Hugo Gonzalez. He was down for a while underneath the basket that the Grizzlies shoot at. Take a look at Gonzalez right there.
Tweak that
Good catch by our crew here in Vegas and back in Bristol. G.G. Jackson loses it in the paint. Spencer tries to corral it. There's bodies on the floor. Gonzalez there. Shireman and Spencer. It'll be a jump ball.
Back in for the Celtics, Miles Norris.
Miles Norris, the two-way player, checks back in.
I'll tell you what, you gotta give both these groups a lot of credit for the effort. There has been tremendous effort on both sides, particularly defensively. They're going to probably, they're going to call a foul on the jump ball.
On Memphis. So it'll be Boston basketball. Remember, you get 10 fouls here. Baycott has used 7 of those fouls. Cam Spencer picks up that foul. That is his 5th foul. It'll be Gonzalez running the offense with 2:11 to go in the 4th quarter and an 11-point Boston lead. Gonzalez on the drive. Bassey, the putback. He has looked ultra aggressive and effective.
I've really been impressed with Bassey's activity at the rim.
Baycott wide open from 3. We should mention,
I like the effort.
Armando Baycott played with Cole Anthony, your son.
Yeah, in North Carolina.
At North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Mondo. He's really improved his game. His ability to put the ball on the floor. He's a good decision maker with it, and we're going to get a foul in the backcourt.
It's interesting. He's tried to develop that 3-point shot. When he was at North Carolina 5 years.
Well, he had to throw the 5 years. He got paid.
Over $2 million, he said. But while he was there, he was just 5 for 25 in his 5-year career from 3. In the G League last year with the Memphis Hustle, Armando Bacot made 74 threes. He was just 33% shooting, but for a guy that really didn't take any the previous 5 years, that's not bad.
No, I think it shows that with work, he's got the opportunity to improve. And honestly, as a modern big, unless you're going to be able to play consistently above the rim, you're going to have to be able to expand your repertoire and be able to have an impact. Looks like we're going to get a turnover. Oh, that was a heads-up play. But unfortunately for the Celtics, Memphis will get the ball.
Memphis was within 2 with 5:20 to go. The score was 76-74. Boston has scored the last 11. 1:40 to go. Spencer. Pounded by Norris. Now to Bacot. Spin move. Nice move by Armando Bacot. Did everything but finish the layup. Ball will stay with
Boston.
It'll be Boston ball. Story here from Memphis. They're shooting, or lack thereof. Just 6 of 29 from 3 and under 39% from the field.
It's just hard to win at this level if you can't put the ball in the basket. They have really struggled to make shots.
Boston has overcome the poor shooting afternoon from Baylor Shireman. Jordan Walsh has had a really nice effort today. Walsh in traffic. Walsh puts it up and in. Jordan Walsh has 17 points and a 13-0 run to slam the door on what will be Boston's first victory out here in the 2025 NBA Summer League. Jordan Walsh, 6 of 12 from the fields, and a game-high 17 points.
Yeah, again, great job just staying with it there. Able to come up with that loose ball and convert to finish.
6'7", wing player out of Arkansas. Walsh will be entering his 3rd year with the Celtics.
The thing you love about Walsh, and with all young players, you want to see significant growth year over year. I think he has shown that. And then you made the point, you forget just how young he is because this is going to be his 3rd season.
Spencer down low to Pullen. We're going to get a whistle.
Offensive foul.
Offensive foul.
Oh, no, goaltending. Take that.
.45 seconds to go. What'd you see from Hugo Gonzalez today in his NBA Summer League debut?
I loved him. I don't worry as much about shooting. You want to get a sense of the field. Do they understand how to play the game, how to utilize their skill set, and can they have impacts in multiple facets of the game? And
banks it in.
Right on cue, he knocks down a triple, but he's shown that. I see why the Celtics are so high on him. He makes a lot of winning plays that oftentimes don't show up in the stat sheet.
Yes, Gonzalez, 6'6", 19-year-old coming over from Spain. He played for Real Madrid. He had the largest hands.
Goodness.
Ooh, tough shot there. Bacot is down.
They may take a look at that.
Oh, pardon me. Jalen Wells is down.
That was a very hard screen being set in the backcourt. You can see leading with that shoulder. I'm surprised they didn't take a look at that. That's, again, another dangerous play, especially in the backcourt.
Remember, Jalen Wells had that concussion when he was undercut by KJ Simpson back in April, which ended his season, fracturing that wrist. P.G. Jackson rising up. Final 10 seconds here. Jordan Walsh will have to get it across the timeline, and that'll be it. Jordan Walsh, certainly the standout performer in this game for the Boston Celtics. That's what we like to see from the guy entering his 3rd year in the NBA. Walsh, former 2nd-round pick by the Celtics back in 2023. Got Matt Reynolds, his first win as a head coach in Summer League.
Yeah, and again, I love the way they competed, particularly defensively, and some of their veteran guys did a terrific job of setting the tone.
Walsh with 17. Charles Bassey, real impressive as well. 7 of 8 from the field, 14 points, 11 rebounds. Baylor Shireman, just 8 points. Hugo Gonzalez, 12 points in his NBA